here we are back on the plane, my friend, on another adventure. Yep, I've got a job. And it wasn't as easy as you think. No, that's why we've been chilling out for a few months, because, yeah, it was pretty tough. Where are we going? Have you not checked your phone yet? Well, as always, we did the vote. I asked to go to 3 different areas with the 3 biggest Champions League, and everyone voted for mainland Europe. So, all the big leagues became open to us. Now, we've had a great career, me and you. We're a great team. We've won a crap ton of trophies. But that wasn't necessarily going to be enough for us to get a job at a huge club. In fact, as soon as we landed in mainland Europe, there was a big job there. I went for it. Paris Saint-Germain. Didn't get it though, did I? That's why we've been chilling out for a couple more months. But I found a job at last. Yeah. In Italy. No, it's not Roma. You're thinking it's Roma because it is called a t-shirt. Yeah, you're close-ish. Do you want to know where we're going? Welcome to Rome, my friend. Beautiful city full of history and culture. And of course, 2 massive football clubs. But yeah, Roma wasn't the job. You might have guessed. I'm the new manager of Lazio, but we'll have a look at all that in a minute. It wasn't easy. I didn't think I'd go straight in and there'd be loads of jobs available and I'd just grab one. I had a couple of interviews. I won't bore you with who. Some decent teams, to be fair, but I kind of realised I was going to have to buy me time and wait for someone to be sacked. And Lazio sacked their manager in mid-December. Now, this isn't necessarily a team that can win a Champions League. Probably can't even win the Serie A right now. But it's a big enough club to dip my toes into and have a real challenge. I just feel like I'm going to all these random places. We go in, we bring our tactics, we bring your cone placement skills, and we improve the staff, we bring a couple of players in and we win. This feels like somewhere where if I can keep the job, even there's a lot of pressure, we might, just might, have a good little laugh here. Do something special, that's the plan. Also, there's no way your crazy goat lady wife is going to follow us here. She ain't got the money to come out here to Rome. Surely. We'll have to wait and see on that one, so let's just get stuck straight into it. But don't forget, hit the thumbs up, people at home. Subscribe if you're new. Catch up on all my other content. If you really want to help me out, as always, especially me and him on our little travels, you can always become a patron. Links to that down below. Let's get into it. So yeah, here we are. Lazio, a team I've always quite liked, like Paolo Di Canio. I always remember when Gascoigne went out there. I think there's a few issues some people might have with the club and maybe its history or whatever. I don't care about that. It was just a job that came available. One of the other jobs I went for was Milan. I went for Milan, Paris Saint-Germain, a couple more. Even the Lazio fans laughed off my interest when I declared it. But straight away, they offered me an interview, went for the interview, and we got it. Now, the way I see it, it looks like Lazio have been 4th now. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years running. They're a Champions League team. They're actually still in the Champions League. But they've just pulled the trigger in December, and the manager, I mean, they're in 5th. The panic button. Clubs do that sometimes. So I've taken over. Now, I think I've got an half-decent squad. My aim is just to get them into the top 4, to keep that Champions League going, hopefully the Champions League money, and then slowly start doing something. Now, obviously, I've missed a chunk of the season, but I don't mind that. So I'm going to go into this a bit differently. I'm allowed to change all my staff apart from my director of football for now. I don't plan on making any changes. I'm going to pick all the best players in the squad to fit my tactic and just try my bloody best to get in that top 4. If we win a cup, great. If we do well in the Champions League, great. I don't think we'll win the league, but it's something to build on. It's something that I really want to get my teeth stuck into now. Hopefully I can get this episode out before going on holiday. I'm going away for a week. But then while I'm away, I'm taking my laptop and I can't wait to have a full season and a full transfer window in the summer to really get stuck into it. So I don't know how you feel about this, but Serie A, I enjoy it. Don't think I've ever been manager of Lazio, so I'm going to enjoy this. Can we make them the best team in Italy and potentially Europe? Well, the money's not bad. It's probably the most money I've ever had-ish to start with. But, you know, biggish wage bill, what's it, 2.8 million? The squad's going to need some work, man. We've got they signed a player this summer on a free, 36-year-old left winger. who I know quite well from real life. Hopefully he can still do the business for me this season. But yeah, I'm going to have tons of work to do. But as always, the work starts with the staff. And in my interview I said I wanted to do it, but I had to keep the director of football. He isn't great, but I would be sacking everyone else. Apart from my assistant manager, he's not that great. But I couldn't find anyone else. Now the actual aim is to win the Serie A. Don't think I agreed to that, and that definitely changes as I play through. They had a friendly cup, nothing to do with me. Champions League, we've drawn Man City. So they got through the group stages. I'm not going to look at that because who cares? It wasn't me. I've just got to do my best in that, but I'm not expecting too much. The Italian Cup, anything could happen. My main aim though is to get in that top 4. Milan are currently in 4th, only 4 points away from us. Napoli only 4 points away from us, but you can see Juve flying. Got some major work to do to ever even challenge for that title. This could be a club we're at for 3, 4 years, 5 years, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, I can't pronounce their nickname. Year founded 1900. Obviously we've got the capital derby with Roma, great rivalry, and of course we share the stadium. First thing I did was check if they were still in this stadium, because usually when you're so far into a game, teams start building, but no, we still share it with Roma in Rome. We've got superb training facilities, great youth facilities, so there's a bit of work to do there, but this is our biggest step. This is big pressure, bigger time players, and I'm driven for this, I can't lie. Got to Sweden was a bit of fun, but then instantly realised I was going to boss it. This feels like I could fail. I genuinely could fail. So we've got a squad and we've got some old school players. Marcus Rashford decided on a free. I've got Ruben Neves, but he's already transfer listed. He's absolutely dog shit now, and he's on mega money, and that's the trouble. There's a lot of old players here who are on the last year of their deals on massive wages, and I think that's going to be my plan, is to get to the end of the season, hopefully still be in a job, clear out a lot of that dead wood, get rid of all the granddads. I mean, if I change the age here, I mean, there's a lot of older players I don't want. But yeah, Marcus Rashford, he's still half decent. He's good, isn't he? For this league, I was thinking he'd do me a job. Ruben Neves has still got some ability. It's his physicals, but it's his wages, 120 grand a week. They're all on like 1 year deals, these guys. So get rid of a lot of this deadwood. Scrap a lot of guys who aren't good enough. There's a few decent kids in the youth team. Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do, but I'm going to be sat in a caravan. If it's raining, working my tits off. Can't wait. So obviously I've been out of the game for over a year. I thought I'd be out for 6 months. Obviously it didn't work out in the summer for me. So obviously in Sweden, my old club, they've had a full season and that. And they won the title again, so I've left them in a great place, and they've got some good players. But I don't know if they're good enough. Even guys I thought were little stars, once you get to a team like Lazio and you look at them, you see what you've already got, you're like, yeah, maybe not. Olympia, by the way, they've done well. They've been doing really, really well. So yeah, I left them in a good spot as well. I'm not going to go for everyone, I just thought we'd have a look at the last two. But it does make you feel good when it doesn't all crumble after you leave, where you can take a team back to the top and they stay there. So before we jump forward, scouting wise, obviously my plan is to obviously bring in new staff, and I do, and I'll show you them in a minute, but that's what I want to do this year. Stick with what I've got, work with it, try and just do my best. And then I'm just going to scout now, because obviously the scout things are changing, because with Lazio compared to anything we've had in the past. Scout all the best 21 and under players, see who's available. Scout all the best players whose contracts are coming to an end. Maybe we can pick up a few little gems for nothing. Scout all the Italian players out there that are good. Get as much knowledge as I can this year, to hopefully, if I keep the job, into next summer start building something, then start building my own team. So I'm doing things a little different with this episode. We've come in at a weird point. I'm going to try and show you things maybe a bit differently, but I've jumped forward to the end point just before we're going to have a live com, and we'll look at a few things, but we'll start off here with the Italian Cup, which starts in January, so I'll come straight into this. First game, I'm going for it. I thought this is something we could maybe win. Managed to only just scrape it through on penalties against Parma. Massive game here, massive result. You go from the first round to the quarterfinals, and we've got Juventus, who were bossing the league, and matched them, went toe to toe and beat them 1-0. Then it was on to the semi-finals, and it's two-legged away at Inter Milan, beating them 1-0, and we were way the better team. And I'm thinking, fuck, this game's getting too easy. Boss them at home, win a final, get a trophy again. Love trophies, me. But then the real Inter Milan showed up. But to be fair, it was a very equal game. They just put the ball in the back of the net late on, as you can see. Yeah, equalising in the 90th. Fuck. 2 in injury time. What? So it's just one of them, innit? Football, good old football manager. It's a lot of fun sometimes, innit? Even when you lose, you just think you got to sit back and go, fuck off. Seriously. So the final was an all Milan affair. Inter versus Milan, two fantastic teams. And Inter Milan won in extra time. They love a bit of extra time. Had a goal disallowed, but eventually scored again. So fair play to them. They're the cup winners. Over to the Champions League. I mean, City have had a lot of battles on my Team Valley series. A lot of battles. Now I know it's far into the future, but it's still Man City. They've got loads of money. Always have money on this game. And like I said, this team, it ain't my team. I've not signed a single freaking player. I'm just trying to work with what I've got. I think Rashford was out. This Morrow kid's coming. He's 31 years old, doing a good job. And we beat him 2-1. We probably shouldn't have beaten him, but we did. Then we went back to the coolest and greatest city on this planet. Nothing compares to Manchester, and I've been to a lot of places. Very magical, my city. But it wasn't magical for me and my Lazio team, as we got absolutely trounced. 4-0, 5-2 in aggregate. So yeah, we're out of the Champions League, but it is what it is. It's all about Serie A. How could I do in that? Well, it all started off pretty well. We beat a average side 2-0 away. But what was good when I came in is there was big break after this game to the next game, and then another big break, and that gave me time to sort all my staff out, which was fantastic. And we're going to have a look at them now. Same old shit. I do the same thing. I've actually still got some spots left. I can bring in an extra performance analysis, an extra scout, a recruitment analysis if I want to. But yeah, like I said, I only kept the assistant and I had to keep the director of football. Everyone else I brought in brand new. And I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't, but I ended up with about 1 million staff members. Not 1 million, I think I got 3 or 4 from Southampton. So I've decimated Southampton's staff. But yeah, like, look, I brought all these in, tons in. So yeah, pretty chuffed with this. Good staff always sets you off. Training improves, everything improves. It's something I always do straight away, and I'm good at. I do well at the game, and I'm not even that technical. I don't piss around with tactics or anything like that. As you know, I've got a way of playing I like. I'll tweak it out and play with it early on in the game's release and find something I like and stick to it. I like that. I like the idea, and that's how I'd be as a real manager. I have some way of playing I like, stick to my way, stick to my philosophy, and build teams to fit it, and I'll fit teams into it. And it does me well. I don't win everything. We win a lot on this series. It's the same tactic I use, as you can tell, TVFC on my Team Valley series. Don't win everything on that, but I'm still successful, and I just like how it plays. And the game's all about having fun and not stressing out too much. So yeah, this is how we're playing as always. So hopefully I'm hiding where we are in the league at the very top, hopefully. But this is the dates reversed in the league, and as you can see, I won the first 2. Then I went 4 games without a win. Pretty tough. Drawing with Juve is good. Got a bit of Inter. Got a bit of Genoa. We drew in the derby against Roma, and then I bossed it then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins, a draw, 2 more wins, 1 against Milan, which is absolutely outstanding. Drawing with Parma and Atalanta. So, you know, we're not perfect, but this is a team that I'm looking at thinking, there's holes everywhere, there's loads of work I can do, and I can still put runs together like this. So maybe my job won't be too hard in the summer. I'm really going to have to think about it. Don't forget, I need to do that. I need to set a reminder in my phone. Remember your pad. I need my pad at the caravan on holiday. Lots of notes to take. So as you can see, I've got 2 games left, and the live con we're going to share today is going to be against Roma away, even though technically we're still at home on TV. But how important is it? Well, it's not really. It's a big game. I thought we'd share a derby, a bit of fun. It's a funny old season the way it's all worked out. I know there was a lot of time we were 5th, 6th. Napoli were up there. Napoli kind of fell away, but it's like we're quite way ahead of 5th, but then quite far behind 3rd. So we've got a lot of work to do really to catch up Milan into Juve, but that is a challenge I can't wait to get my teeth stuck into. So yeah, we're back in the Champions League, which will be great for us money wise, obviously be able to attract players. So I'm happy with that. That's what I wanted. But I will be honest, the board aren't 100% happy. There's a little chance I might not be the manager here, so if you're not happy with this, I might end up somewhere else, because they wanted to win the league this year and they still wanted me to do that. That's why they sat their last manager, but it was fucking impossible. I mean, I've not done that bad. The vision going forward is just to challenge, but this season they wanted that title. So we're going to have to wait and see if they give me another chance. For now, I'm still in the job though. We'll have to find out. We might even find out at the end of this episode. Let's have a game, eh? So welcome to the Olympic Stadium in Rome. Derby day, massive game. We drew the last one 1-1. Put the best team out I can. Now, no, I haven't showed you any of the players. I'm going to show you some of my better ones after this, at the end of the season. Because like I said, I don't know if I'm going to keep my job. I feel like I've done a fantastic bit of work here. But yeah, my manager rating's on a D. So we go Roma, kick off the derby here in Rome at the Olympic Stadium. Generally thought one of them would have a stadium by now. This game likes to do that, doesn't it? If you ever go so far into the future, loads of new stadiums get built and teams who generally share one usually get their own eventually. But yeah, I mean, I'm in a bit of trouble here. Like I've never been sacked, and I think there's a good chance that could happen. They wanted to win the league this year. Get in, great start, 1-0. Now, I'll be honest with you, sometimes in interviews, it's a generic thing, innit? I usually don't actually read the words. Sometimes I look at what the phrase is doing. Is it convincing or trying to persuade or whatever? Maybe I agreed to carry that over and say, yeah, I will win you the league, which I wouldn't have done if I'd actually read it. Maybe I should start reading the small print of my contract, because next season they don't want that. Club vision for the future is to challenge. But if that's what they wanted this year and I said I'll do it, and I haven't done it, and there was no way I was ever going to do it. We were starting on the back foot. You know, we've got Champions League football. We'll be in that next year. If they give me a summer and I can freshen this squad up, cut some of the... Oh, brilliant. 1-1. Fucking hell. Derby days. Yeah, if I can get rid of some of the deadwood, clear up some of these wages, configure, and that's one thing I need to do actually. Because I'm going away. So I was making this. I'm making a couple of videos this weekend, and I wanted them out for the... Whoa, pick that out. He's been great since Rashford got injured. Fucking come on. Yeah, I'm going away, but it's a big weekend for me. Obviously getting the car ready. Big party. My best friend's dad's 70th. It's also my best friend's mum and dad's 50th, all on the same day. And I will be dead on the Sunday, so... I'm taking my laptop with me. I need to take that pad with me. I've got loads of work to do. I'll hopefully, in the caravan, do a bit of editing. And this is a derby, innit, eh? What a game, 2-2. Yeah, cracking game. But yeah, we've got Champions League football. I don't genuinely think win this, lose this. Got a game, is it against Genoa? End of the season. They're either going to say, you're sacked. Or they're going to, give me one last chance, aren't they? We'll give you one last chance, hopefully. I mean, to be fair though, if they sack me, I intend to try and stay in Italy. I don't care. I won't be chasing a Champions League job or anything like that. Whatever job I can get this in the Serie A with a team that might give me a bit more faith, and I will do my utmost to finish above Lazio before I leave. That'd be fucking... Do you know what I mean? Definitely, if I get sacked, that'd be crazy. Alright, second half has kicked off. Come on, boys. Cracking first half. I mean, they'd only had 2 shots in the first half. Scored them both. It'd probably be a draw's a draw. I'm not bothered. I'm a bit miffed because I think I've done a decent job here. I've got them into the top 4, some distance from 5th. That's some cracking results, beat some big teams. I know we went out in the Champions League, but we won one of the ties. I'll do that, easy peasy. I'm just feeling it right now. Did alright in the cup. They just got to give me time, but they've obviously got... It's Italy and they pull the trigger quick, swap managers quick. I mean, they pulled the trigger on the guy who had the job before me, my predecessor, in December, because he was, 6th or 7th or something in the league. But it didn't take much. Won my first couple of games and was back in the top 4. So yeah, it'd be interesting for the series, wouldn't it? If they do pull the plug on me and I get sacked. And it'll also be interesting because I don't think I've ever been sacked on YouTube. Alright, come on lads, come on. Can we nick this game on the death? We'll see. Here's Morrow, great little player, about 31 years old, Spanish lad. Poletti, go into the last few minutes, freshen up a little bit. Like I said, I'd take a draw in the derby. It was 1-1 in the previous derby because I generally don't think these last 2 results are going to matter. We are where we are in the league. There's some distance, I think, pretty much between us and 3rd, some distance between us and 5th. So nothing really can change that. It's just going to be a case of them sitting down at the end of the season and thinking, are you the man? I think I am. We'll have to find out. But here we go, Williams now. Good little player and all, you know. But there's a lot of changes to be made to this team. So there we go, end of the game, ended 2-2. First half was cracking, second half was a bit poop. We were by far the better team. I suppose in a way I'm a bit disappointed we didn't pick up the 3 points. On to the last game of the season. So we drew our last game 1-1 at home to Genoa, but I do think we should have won it. They're mid-table, but you know, we solidified our spot. It is what it is. We were 4th, guaranteed. Massive gap between us and 5th, but there's a massive gap between us and 3rd, and that is something I could really go for, given the opportunity. But I don't think I'm going to get that. I'll be honest with you. But I swear down, if they sack me, man, I am going to try my best to stay in this league, see what jobs come up, and turn whoever it is into a powerhouse. I'd love a Parma job or Sassuolo or something like that, but you never know what's going to come up there and prove Lazio wrong. But it's not looking good for me, I'll be honest with you, even though I think I've done a very good job in a short space of time. But you give me that time, you know, and I know I've already started turning them cogs. I could make Lazio a success, but in Italy they get itchy trigger fingers. And the last time I had an E as a manager rating, it was in a personal save and I got sacked. Never got sacked on YouTube, so it's the first time for everything. I'm not asked about that. It'd kind of motivate me and it'd make this series quite interesting if they do. I mean, there's a slim chance they might not. There's a chance they might say, go on, we'll give you another go. But I don't know. I mean, look how... Do you know when you really look at that title as well? They are close, aren't they? Juventus, they've just won 3 back-to-back now, Juve. Now, I know I haven't showed you loads of players in detail. In fact, I don't think I showed you any. Maybe Rashford and someone else. But there are some good players here. And there is a framework to build around. I've got some great centre-halves. Ibrahim, the English lad, and Giovanni, the 2 best players in my team. They're great players. We've got Nico Williams. I mean, I can show you him quickly. He's English, but obviously we're not in the EU anymore. Giovanni, great centre-halves. My wingers, Nico Williams. He's 31-year-old Spaniard, so is Morrow. He came in a lot more when Rashford was out. But there's a lot of older players here, big contracts, and these contracts are finishing. So, you know, I'm going to be able to create a lot more finances. I've got a great shortlist put together, Italian players who are interested. The loan market I could really, really attack as well and improve us. Just give me a chance, man. But will I get that chance? I have no idea, but it's going to be a freaking fun finding out, innit? Yeah, okay. I'll wrap up here. I've just got to talk to my colleague. And I'll be down to the club. Yeah, no worries, boss. Yeah, bye. Yeah, it's the chairman. Wants a meeting with me, so I'm not sure if it's good or bad. I can't understand him anyway. But yeah, not a bad hotel this, is it? Good job we didn't buy a place or even rent a place. We'd be tied into it because we might be leaving Rome pretty soon. But yeah, have you booked us in for another night? Yeah, nice one, man. Now, in the past, I've always had a go at you for going out there and getting hammered, Anna. I think we both go out. Let's just hit the town and get absolutely ruined, old school style, like it's back in the noughties, house music galore. I don't know where we're going to go. I'm sure you'll find us somewhere. I'm willing to take anything, drink anything, shag anything. I don't care. No, I know you don't. You shag the goat, mate. I've never felt like this. My career's been great so far, and now I'm on tenterhooks to know if I've got a job or not. But I swear, they sacked me today. We're going for revenge. It's going to be revenge of the Bood and his chief comb placement officer. Trust me. Right, order a taxi, man. We're going out.